Welcome to Rewatch First Watch. I'm Keyblade Spirit.
And I am Lumia.
Yes, today on Rewatch First Watch Side Star, we've watched Land of the Lustrous, episodes 1 through 3.
Thank God we're doing more than one episode. Isn't it incredible?
It is great. We're gonna go so much faster.
What are your initial thoughts?
Land of the Lustrous, good. CG, good. Even though it's anime.
Okay, I got my first hot take with you already. No, the CG is amazing for TV.
Yeah, considering that it's TV, it is amazing.
They are consistently doing amazing cuts with it, beautiful animation, things that are really hard to do in 3D. Some of those action sequences are incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their hard work deserves recognition in a medium full of horrible, horrible CG.
Yes. Yes, it's a very good show. I love the way their hair looks.
Because they're all rock people, so they have like this cute little, not glow, but I guess you could say reflection of the sun.
No, not quite that. More like because they're like their hair is, instead of separated into individual hairs, they're separated into like sections that animate kind of like hair but not quite. And it gives more the sense that they're rockier, you know?
Definitely. When they move, it has a lot more weight to it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. The hair has weight to it.
Yeah. I mean, the show's really good at selling that they are rock beings, gem beings.
Yeah.
I mean, from world design to sound design to animation, it all just fits.
It does.
Like in the first episode, you really feel that when Foss goes to Simbar to grab her arm, and the joke is that her arms just break off immediately.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, and like it also shows more, like a lot of care to like what these gems are actually like in the world.
Yeah,
because Foss is very not hard, and also very brittle.
Yes. As shown by that she breaks just about in every episode.
Yeah. Yeah, like to the point where they got just shattered in episode 3 that we just watched.
Yeah. I also just love the lore about the world that they just instilled already about the rules of the world, so we have a very good incentive already.
Yeah.
To know things. I just adore the world building in this series so much.
Yeah. Yeah, like specifically the mechanics of how things work.
Mm-hmm.
Like very basic level, like the fact that the Lunarians only attack during the day is really, or feels really important, because that sort of sets up when we're supposed to feel safe and when not.
Yeah. I I love the as well as during the day is the only time they're all active because they need sunlight.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to eat, as proven in episode 3.
Yes. In a very nice, subtle way.
Without them directly saying they don't need to eat, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just good world building. There was also a nice little subtle reference, or not reference, but subtle nod towards other world building when Foss was injured in episode 1 about losing memories if she lost part of her parts.
Yeah.
Thus noting losing a part is, one, extremely bad and two emotionally bad for the loss of knowledge.
Yeah.
I love the weird alien design of the Lunarians.
They
Or
do.
not alien, angelic. They look very like classical descriptions of what angels look like.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels like it's gonna be real important.
Yeah.
Like thematically and stuff.
You'll have to wait and see. I mean, the themes of the main themes of the show have been stated very obviously so far.
Mm-hmm.
With those being, yeah, sorry, yeah, they them. That is correct.
Yeah.
That is their correct.
I typed that so that you wouldn't say it out loud.
Fuck you.
So that we wouldn't have to. So that you could just switch over. But okay, I guess we're doing that.
You could have just said it. There's no issue. They're non-binary.
I know. I wanted to be subtle about it, so as not to call you out on it.
Subtlety isn't my game.
Right.
Have you met me?
Yeah.
I apologize for my wrong use of pronouns for the gem people.
Yeah. You're the one who told me that initially, so
I know.
I wanted to be sure.
Well, I don't actually know what the pronouns of the Lunarians are. I don't think that's been confirmed yet. Okay. Might have. I don't know. I'm not caught up on the manga anymore. I used to be when the show first ended.
Yeah.
I'm going to reread the manga after this.
Well, I wasn't referring to the Lunarians. You referred to Foss as she a couple of times.
Right. Yeah, no, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Okay.
I love Foss. They're so... Foss has this... I mean, the entire theme of this show goes really into Foss's character, which is... Foss wants to be useful, but she also wants to like her utility. And she is useless, lazy, and just wants purpose. And to avoid confronting that aspect of herself, she consistently pushes it off by trying to help other people in ways that she wants to be helped. As she does with Sinbar in episode 1.
Yes.
And Daya does the same exact thing to Foss, because Daya wants to be far more useful, because even though Bortz, takes away her not her.
It's okay. The subtitles say the wrong thing, so it's easy to fall into that habit.
Yeah. Daya wants to consistently support their friends. They are also using the... I'm not used to they, them pronouns. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not used to it either. I'm just going with the flow.
But yeah, Daya's also ignoring their own their own needs and their own responsibilities in a sense, because Daya feels like they're not being represented enough in combat either.
Yeah.
Which just, sets up the main theme for this first arc, for the show. It's a good theme, though. The feeling of trying to find where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Like right now, I'm only able to engage with this on a surface level.
I understand.
I haven't seen it at all yet, and so I'm not familiar with any of the themes yet.
That's fine.
But
I'm just pointing out what I noticed on my rewatch.
Yeah. Yeah. The main things that I am interested in currently are just the way the gems are treated as gems.
In that aspect, I find that extremely fascinating in the show.
Yeah. Like with Bortz in particular, I really like that they made them like a pure black look to them, because that's That's what polycrystal diamonds look like.
I know nothing about gemstones.
Okay, I barely know anything, but I've seen pictures of these polycrystal diamond rings.
Mhm.
And they're basically rings that are made out of pure diamond. But they're
Oh.
little tiny micro crystal diamonds.
Ooh.
And so they're this real nice pure black, and it doesn't really show on a computer screen that well. But supposedly they're very glittery.
Ooh. That's cool.
In a way that's very subtle but kind of cool looking.
Speaking of glitter, you reminded me of one of the cool details of them being rocks, which is because Daya was in the field at night, when Sinbad noticed them, they thought it was a Lunarian attack
Yeah.
because of their reflection. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I also like how the show shows that the skin on all of them isn't actual skin and it's just some kind of makeup.
Yeah.
Like that, like just the fact that that's shown as like part of the process of repairing them whenever they're hurt is
Yeah,
just
because
a
you
good
see
subtle
literal there. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Reading this as a manga, it's just significantly less cool without seeing their colors.
I can see that.
Yeah. Even though the Lunarians look, I don't know, in a manga format, they look far more intimidating.
Yeah.
And I think they look cool and intimidating already in the anime. It's just, I think the manga is really good at showing off the angelic nature of them.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going with Old Testament angels, not New Testament angels for the Lunarians.
Yeah. Well, even the New Testament angels, like they're not actually described that well.
Oh.
But they're described like the biggest hint that we have at what they look like is that one of the ones that appears to a farmer, I think, announcing the birth of Jesus, is the first thing he says is, "Do not be afraid."
I mean, if it was a normal angel, the way we are described to them, and I was just, having my kid born, and I saw this giant not this giant, a humanoid with wings just flying, pretty afraid.
That's fair.
In an era where everyone is like, paranoid about the great beyond, and not even sure what's around the corner half the time. I think I could believe. I think I would be terrified of just a man with wings.
Maybe. Well, like there was a very clear mythological, like across most culture or most cultures in that area, there was like a very strong mythological basis for people like that.
I see. Huh.
But,
Well, guess you're right.
yeah. Well, I'm not sure if I'm right. I'm just.
Damn Bible not describing angels, the coolest aspect of Judeo Christianity.
Yeah, the best of all the Judeo Christian values upon which our society is based.
I love Christianity, she said sarcastically.
Yes. Sarcastically, please continue to sponsor us, PragerU.
Wait, we got PragerU sponsoring us today?
No. But like, they might pull ads from our video when we are eventually monetized.
We don't have ads, though.
When we are eventually monetized.
All right. Well, I know they're gems and rocks, but maybe it's just because the characters we see, but they feel very fragile beings.
Yeah, like gems are.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, gems specifically are not necessarily actually fragile, but they're very easy to see as fragile.
Okay.
By humans, and they are, that aspect of them, or the way we perceive them, is channeled very well here.
I mean, I get Foss being fragile because, she falls, she cracks and breaks.
Yeah, she literally is fragile.
Yeah, but I imagine someone like Diamond, if she fell down, she'd be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Dia,
anyone with actual hardness.
Yeah. Yeah, but they also note that hardness isn't the only aspect to how durable they are. There's also toughness, which is more like to my understanding, hardness is like resistance to scratching, whereas toughness is resistance to shattering.
Well, and we saw that Bortz was the most durable of all of them.
Yeah.
What we do see though is in the world building is what is it? Shoot, I had a thought and I lost it. Oh well. Continue.
Yeah. I don't really have that much more to say unless we want to just keep talking about like very surface level stuff.
I think I have a few more things I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Either way. Oh yeah. So one thing about Foss that's very shown in episode 3 is how Foss is kind of, I mean, we've already known that Foss is like the loser of the group, the least useful of the 28. And in this episode, we see it when as Dia goes around trying to get people to help them figure out how to fix Foss.
Yeah.
And no one is willing to help.
Yeah.
No, everyone thinks Foss is better off the way they are, which is sad. It's very sad because they just see Foss as, a lazy do-nothing person, which they are.
Yeah.
But it just shows. I don't know. It doesn't really. It's hard to say what it shows, but it's just sad. It's just no. It shows how no one really cares about Foss except Dia and Sinbar. Even though Sinbar is against it, it's just Sinbar being away from the other gems for hundreds of years, because it's described that they're all hundreds of years old.
Yeah. Yeah. One interesting thing that I just now thought of it seems really likely that the only reason why they were able to defeat that snail is that Foss was absorbed into its shell.
Dia does point that out.
Yeah, Foss is so fragile that when they were absorbed, they weakened the shell.
Yeah. But no one wants to give that credit to Foss.
Yeah.
Because there's just this bias against Foss for being useless.
Yeah. And even then, isn't Cinnabar like even more fragile than Foss?
Yes. Cinnabar just has the unfortunate effect of having poison abilities.
Yeah.
In this show. Like not every gem is shown to have powers. Cinnabar is kind of the exception, honestly.
Yeah.
And their power is, literally broken because it's, as they said, her poison's so strong it'll take several years for fauna and grass to grow back.
Yeah.
So it causes her to literally be an outcast of the gems.
Yeah.
And so our three, the characters we spend the most time on are all, in a sense, outcast. Foss being the biggest outcast, followed by Sinbar, followed by Dia, who's the least outcast, but still an outcast.
Yeah, so is Dia going to be like one of the more important characters?
She actually isn't.
Okay.
I'm remembering this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of the characters that we follow more.
She's a very big support character for the show, but she is definitely not as main as Sinbar or Foss.
Okay.
I don't remember Daya being that important in the show, so find it a little funny we're spending this much time with her early on.
Okay.
Because from my memory, I don't recall her being major. Because this show's mainly about Foss and their, well, their journeys. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, now I remember everything. No, yeah, Daya is important.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
Okay.
It all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll make sense in the following 3 episodes. Well, 9 episodes. It's a short show. It's weird to me how short the show is, considering how much content was filled in these 3 episodes in terms of world building, characterization, and setup.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I know you don't know about the setup, but you'll see.
Yeah, I will see.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to it.
I will say the show is better on my rewatch of it than my initial watch.
Okay, is this your second time watching it?
This is, but I had read the manga right after I watched the anime.
Okay.
So technically, this is my 3rd time through the story.
Okay.
Because this was one of the few animes that really got me to, because I guarantee there's not going to be a 2nd season, unfortunately, for the show.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just not well. I don't think it did well enough to, get a 2nd season, unfortunately.
Yeah, and like between the 2 shows that this studio is known for, Land of the Lustrous and Beastars. Beastars is by far the bigger success.
Oh, they did Beastars?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Beastars is really good.
I gotta watch that still.
Yeah.
Look, I love CG when it's good. I think my biggest takes on every show has been I hate the CG in it.
Yeah.
And I genuinely love the CG in the show.
Yeah. I think this show, at least from what I've seen, this show looks better overall because it's so much more stylized than Beastars is.
I have not seen enough animation cuts in an episode to actually make an opinion on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Beastars is a good-looking show, and it's maybe stylized isn't the right word, but more. This show is more abstract looking, whereas Beastars is meant to look like it's taking place in a real world.
Okay, I mean, this anime looks like how I pictured CG anime would look.
Yeah,
just perfectly. Honestly, I love the rendering of the characters, the backgrounds. I love how things move, how different the animals move from the gem people.
Yeah.
I love how physics on weapons when they interact.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like how the gems have more of a stiff look to them, whereas with the snail thing that we saw, that's got a much more fluid animation style to it.
It sells the style. Honestly, I can't picture this anime in 2D. Which just, if you're gonna do CG and anime, that makes complete sense. You should make it so you can't see those 2 things.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I recall, one of the big issues that happens when 3D CG anime is worked on is that it's generally worked on by people who are used to working with 2D animation, and they just kind of don't apply the same rules to CG where it's necessary.
They're just not. They could learn the rules quickly. It's just they obviously just aren't trained in it, and they obviously don't have the time to learn it.
Yeah. Oh, what I mean is like no matter what, basic shot composition is going to be roughly the same
Yeah.
across all types of film.
Oh, definitely,
And
definitely.
like with the CG Berserk adaptation, that's a lot of what they got wrong. Just
I
really
thought
bit.
the animation is also really stiff.
Yeah, well, that too, but also I could have dealt with the stiff animation if like the cuts from shot to shot were at all comprehensible.
I should say, just so I don't not go enough into the direction. When I say Berserk has stiff animation and we describe the gems having stiff animation, the gems here are so expressive with their animation. And stiff, I mean, like they move in unnatural ways for a human to move, where it would make sense for the extra weight of being a gem person would. So I'm not using stiff as a negative term from referring to that. I'm sure you know that, Key, but I'm
Yeah,
making sure for the audience.
yeah, yeah. Like in Land of the Lustrous, the stiffness there feels like an intentional artistic choice rather
Without a
than
doubt.
just incompetence.
Because when they need to not feel stiff, like when they're in the air doing attacks, they succeed. I mean, there still is a roughness to it in a sense that fits a rock person moving through the sky.
Yeah,
It works. It just works. The animation's gorgeous.
yeah. Oh, I should also mention before we sign off, uh, that scene in episode 3 with Daya running, I think, on top of water, and then she jumps up and she's in front of the moon for like a solid 3 seconds.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous, and also that's such an iconic looking moment to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that for a long time when I thought of Land of the Lustrous, that's the image that came to mind immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so for a long time I thought that was Foss in front of the moon.
I don't blame you for thinking that. They kind of do look similar in that sequence.
Yeah, yeah. Like that, it also feels like the kind of sequence that would come up several
Mhm.
times in the series.
I mean, saw Foss. Foss has no grace.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mhm. Dia is the embodiment of grace, and that is very much seen through how the both of the two are animated.
Yeah,
Foss is always tripping over themselves, falling down. Dia, everything Dia does is beauty itself. With the way she moves, walks, even with her missing arm for most of episode 3 and episode 2, she's like a ballet dancer.
yeah,
They're like a ballet dancer. It's just all accurate.
yeah,
I mean, you could apply the same sort of thing to all of them. Sinbar walks very gruff and very rough to show their personality.
yeah,
It's just, mm, I I love this stuff. I love it when there's so much love and effort put into everything.
yeah, yeah.
Those are all my thoughts.
Those are all my thoughts.
Who's your favorite gem in Land of the Lustrous? Are you a Sinbar fan? Are you a Dia fan? Are you a Jade fan? Or are you like me and a Master fan?
Yeah, see, I really like the Doctor gem.
Oh, Rutile? They're great. They
Yeah,
are great.
yeah, Rutile. Yeah. Uh, join us next week when we talk about the other gem show, Steven Universe. We're
Steven,
starting
what now?
Steven Universe. We're
Oh
starting
yeah.
we're starting halfway through the first season at episode 24. No, at episode 25. Mirror Gem Part 1. So look forward to that. We're
I'm
going
going
to
to
be...
explain to us
we're gonna
which of
be-
these two shows is the actual good gem show.
Yes, we're going to be doing the first 6 episodes because they're half-sized episodes.
Key, I just realized we should have called this arc the Battle of Gems.
We should have. We can.
The series has to end with the Great Gem Debate.
I don't know. It's like Land of the Lustrous is a complete series that we're going to be watching, whereas Steven Universe we're watching like just a very small part of it.
Are you telling me the Great Gem Debate is not a great title?
Now, it is a great title, but also we've got to do it. We've got to do it later.
I hate you. You're gonna have to read the manga then.
Yes, I will be reading the manga if we do that.
Good.
You'll be.
All right, I'll see you there for the Great Gem Debate. Bye, Gundam.
Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Gundam.